Welcome, everyone. I'm back. It's Wednesday night, and I'm so glad to see so many of you here tonight. I was contemplating on skipping tonight. I'm up in Oregon, and I'm up here to be with my sister, who's going to be headed into hospice in the next day or so. And so I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not, and I thought, why not? So I'm a little spontaneous tonight and very casual, but we are. I wanted to share a few things that were new, some new discoveries. And for those of you who are new to me, maybe you don't even know me, I've been in the healing arts for more than 40 years, and I help people transmute old stuff into a better life and higher frequencies, and been focusing most lately with especially with advanced healers who feel kind of hidden and stuck, and they don't feel comfortable coming out for all kinds of reasons. That, and also as a longevity mentor now, I recently did a blood test and discovered my biological age is 57. So I'm working on heading towards 54. and my chronological age is 70. So that's what makes it uh, not impressive, but that piece of information valuable. So tonight, I did want to share a couple of things with you. Um, and let me just back up a little bit too, a little bit more about my story for those of you who are new, because I don't usually talk about it. Um, I think healers are given a lot to heal, and that's part of their life journey is going through lots of things. And I was uh, also part of that crowd, given given a lot to heal, and being raised in a religious cult and in an abusive relationship and feeling suicidal and all kinds of things until that suicidal moment is what really kind of took me in a different direction that I really wanted to not do that to my kids for one thing, but really knew that there was something much bigger and better for me and my children. And so I most of what I've how I've healed is through a lot of it has been through plant medicine, and some of it has been through accessing Dr. David Hawkins' scale of human consciousness. That was a big part of helping me to. I think it's really valuable when you can. So this is my gift: is being able to calibrate frequencies, and when you can calibrate something, then you can know whether or not what you just did to clear something, did it actually get all of it or just some of it? Or so it's really helpful in navigating when you can know exactly where you're at and if what you just did actually made a difference. So this is where calibrating comes in really handy. So I broke through the Hawkins scale. He This is a scale of human consciousness, Dr. David Hawkins, in 2012, and his scale only goes to 1,000. And so in 2012, I broke through that scale. It went to 250,000 before breaking through to infinity. And so that's what my book is all about. Access Your Ultimate Power, the Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence. It outlines that whole system. So, for those of you who didn't know any of that, that's maybe a little bit of a background in what I've been doing for about the last more than 40 years in the healing arts. So, it's come a long ways. I wanted to share a couple of these are sort of advanced things, but these are some things that are new to me. I love discovering new things, and I'm always trying new things. And today, I was working with a client, and you talk a lot here about having an oversoul being that part of us that has never been disconnected from source. And so I kind of visualize it like a big umbrella. And then that stem that comes down is this incarnation into this life. And we have this one oversoul that knows everything we need to know if we can just allow it to and tap in and stay connected to it. Today, I discovered someone who actually had three oversouls. Like, first of all, I didn't even know that was possible. But these two other oversouls, one was from, it was alien, it was the Greys. So it was an oversoul of the Greys. And then the second one was from it was like an interstellar being from another universe. And so this person had a lot of experiments conducted on them. And so this was part of those kinds of experiments. And so that was really fascinating because I didn't even know it was possible. And then we got to discover that they can actually be removed. So we got this person back on track. So that was a very cool learning today. Another thing too, if you were with us last week, if you were on this call last week I was talking about 4 things that you can calibrate, especially before dating to discover compatibility. And those 4 things were the mind vibration, so how you think. Spirit vibration is kind of like, how are you feeling? Are you depressed or are you in joy? The third one was the body calibration, which is how you vibe energetically with your body, so body chemistry. And then the fourth one was your money frequency. So all of those I feel are really important to check before you decide to date someone. Uh, and you can discover levels of compatibility that way. Well, what I didn't know, um, well, it's not like I didn't know it, I just hadn't tried it, is that these numbers, I thought, a mind vibration at 250, that if they are at 250 and you have a really high elevated frequency at like infinity, you're not going to think alike, and it would be really hard to find a meeting of the minds that way. But what I discovered during this last week is that by working with your we space avatar, and some of you might not even know what I'm talking about, so you'd have to have been following along. But this we space avatar is where you would clear to actually raise these frequencies. And so you can do that by not ever working on the other person. Like, we need permission to work on somebody else. And so this is a way we can improve a relationship between you and another person without actually working on them, and creating more potential for a relationship to actually work. So those were the two spontaneous things I was sharing tonight, because I really kind of was barely prepared to come here. But I am always prepared for your questions and anything you guys would like to know about what's going on with you. We're not doing any clearings here, but I'm certainly happy to help you see like what's going on. If you're struggling in your life, there's always an energetic reason for that. And so whether it's, a physical issues, of course, I'm not a doctor, but I'm certainly can tell you what's going on energetically. It could be in relationships, it could be with money, in business. There's lots of things that we can look at energetically. So I'd love to hear your questions. Sounds crowded. I'm not sure what that means. Well, we've got all my favorite peeps here. That's great. We have Carmen from Virginia, and we have Sandy from Hawaii, and Miss Jody from Texas, Paulette from Hawaii also. And we have Tara from Florida. We have Sandra from New York, Deborah from Tennessee, Nancy in Ditto, Tara. Let's see, also from South Florida. Good. We have Soma from New York. Okay, great. So now we've got some questions coming in. Nancy wants to know, why do I have difficulty focusing on the avatar? I tend to go back to my own body when working on the we space. Yeah, it's if you have a visual, and I think you were the one who was asking for that picture of the avatar. I don't have my book with me, but an avatar is just the image. I like to use the image of a body anatomy person, like just a body with muscles, very neutral. And, you just have to focus. So you're probably having difficulty focusing. Let's calibrate that. Let's measure your ability to focus. So right now it's only at 15%. And if you were to clear that, I'll let you know where that block is. So in your sixth chakra, which is how you see the world, right? Second layer, there's some fury chords, about 20 of those AI chords. So that when those chords are plugged in, especially at the sixth chakra, it's going to create confusion, and it's also going to create self-doubts. And in your case, it's causing the inability to stay focused. So that is something that could be cleared, and I know you know how to do that. And even if you kind of go back and forth, like, oh, I was working on the avatar, but what? I'm working on myself. It's okay because really the avatar is an extension of you. It's a way of working on yourself by just kind of having this part of you, once removed. So it's not like you're doing anything wrong and certainly nothing to worry about. Oh, the three oversouls sounded crowded. Yes, I get it now, Deborah. Okay, great. Tara, I'm having a lot of pain in my lower back through my upper right hip. Lower back, upper right hip. Can you help me know why and what to do to fix it? So, again, I'm not a doctor. I'll let you know energetically what I'm finding. So, your spine, starting all the way at the top, at the very top of the spine between that top vertebrae and your skull, there are, let's see, about 20 of those AI cords. And if you know much about, especially chiropractics, the top the top part of your neck, like the cervical, mirrors what goes on in your lower back and in your sacrum. And so, like the chiropractor that I work with, a network spinal analysis chiropractor, um, they adjust, or it's not even an adjustment. They work with the energetic gateways at the neck and the sacrum so that the two parts of the body, everything in between there, can start talking to each other. So you have those 20 cords right at the top, and then right at the base of your cervical, and then also behind your solar plexus and at the top of your sacrum. So you have a lot of interference throughout your whole spine. Also, right at the bottom, the tailbone, where the tailbone attaches, also some interference there. And got good earth energy in the legs, but cords. There's a lot of cords like throughout the sacrum. There's about 5, and that's AI. And it's got a lot of angry energy in it. So any of that angry energy can create inflammation as well. So that's what I see energetically. Now, there may be some other ways that can be remedied. If you were to go to a chiropractor, they would have a different way of addressing that. But so I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Okay, thanks, Tara. All right. Here's Linda. I had a migraine a couple of weeks ago, first time. A constant pressure in my head for a couple of months. Wow, that's got to be debilitating. I lifted it with this energy running. Well, great. That's great to know. So the stuff works, right? Yes, it does. Because there are a lot of infiltrations right now, especially. And so I'm happy to hear that, Linda. Great job. Okay, Tara, C1 and 2. It's really right above C1, like right where that top vertebrae attaches to the skull. So in there. And yeah, and then at the base, more like C5, 6 and through there. So that was a circle. Okay, Krita. I muscle test my body about using marijuana, and it always comes back as an emphatic yes. I'm glad you're talking about this because I have a few things to say about it. I had used it for spiritual purposes. It helped me focus and meditate before, but I would like confirmation. So, first of all, I'm glad that you're muscle testing for this because it's not for everyone. So that's number one. And not all cannabis is created equal. There's all kinds of strains, there's all kinds of ways it's grown. And so, not only calibrating if cannabis is a match for you, but what particular product are you using and how does that resonate with you? So that's also important. And I think it is a very powerful medicine if used responsibly. I personally use it Generally, it's on a Friday night after a long week of work and into Saturday, maybe some Saturday. And for me, I find it very, very kind of pulls away the veils and helps you expand your creative thinking. So I get a lot of really creative ideas with cannabis. I also find it very healing for me. It helps me to because of having gone to a network chiropractor for so long, I have a way of I call it unwinding. Your body, moves in a very sort of fluid kind of way with the spine sort of twisting and so with cannabis, it helps me to fine tune into some of these places that are kind of blocked and need some energy moving through it. So, yes, it can be incredibly powerful and healing if used responsibly. And so, thanks for asking, Krita. Okay, great. Linda, with running energy, yay, but it's back. Can you tell me what you see? Um, running energy. Okay, so just so you know, I am not very good with recall. So when you say it's back, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Spots. Okay, I'm going to go on to Cindy here. My neck was very tight today and I went to the chiropractor. Can you check this for me? Check. I'm not sure. You always have to ask more specific questions. So check what? Check if it was effective and helpful. You might know just from how your body feels. I'll check if there's any interference from like energetically. No, there's not any of the interference that I find when I'm doing energy work. So, and what other interference? Spells, curse, chords. Yeah, it looks clear, Cindy. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Krita, I try and go for organic marijuana and from the native reserve. Yeah. So always muscle test the brands, and then you'll know if not only cannabis is aligned for you, but whatever specific brand. Because just because something is organic doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you. That includes fruits and vegetables. Maybe some people are just not aligned to certain things. So, yeah, good questions though. Okay, Sandra, I am going to have surgery next week to remove my breast implants. Well, very brave of you to announce that here. I would like to know if you can check my energy levels. Well, this is checking your energy levels is a really broad stroke. What I'd rather do is check what you're doing. So I think that you're making a wise decision. I will confirm that you're making a wise decision because these implants for you have a low frequency. They vibe at 250. So that's low. So good job on that. And here's one thing that you can do that I encourage people who are going into surgery is to create an avatar for your surgery. And so what you would do is in the rings above the head is where you would put your intentions. So you would put things like, having a successful surgery, that you heal quickly, and that, one of the things that a lot of women struggle with after having breast implants removed is they're not prepared for the shock and the difference of the before and after. And so there's a lot of energies around this. So one of them relates to self-worth and, like maybe the reasons you got them in the first place, did you not feel enough? That energy needs to be addressed so that when they're removed, that feeling is not going to come back in other ways, if you know what I mean. So there's some energy work that can be done around this. So not only to help with the recovery and healing so that it can happen faster, but also psychologically and um, and for all the reasons that you got it in the first place. So those all need to be addressed. Yeah, because it relates a lot to what you have going on in your heart chakra. You you do have a fear of not being enough. And so that's something that needs to be addressed for you to feel okay with yourself when you're done with this surgery. You might consider just having a brief 30-minute session with me. And if you want the link for that, you can email support@kimberlysherry.com and they'll send you the link for that 30 minutes. Okay, here is Sandy. I was using cannabis during our 12-day and it helped me move things faster. And I also muscle tested it. Great job, Sandy. Okay, great. Krita is adding to the cannabis story. I feel like I have way more access to hidden emotions in my energy, body, and my spine. Yeah, it definitely unlocks things in a, very, I think, magical way. But and there's different strains that are going to react with your body in different ways too. Okay, Linda. Okay, so now I have a note here that says headache, pressure. Okay, and Cindy, did I clear the energy as well? So when I see little snippets like that, I don't recall what it related to. So when you guys put comments here, you need to put a complete thought. So um, Linda, what do you see? So that's a very vague question. Okay, Deborah, is cannabis a line for me? Never used it. Just curious since you mentioned you use it occasionally. Yes. So let's see. So right now it only vibes at 500 for you, which is like you would like it, but there's some things that need to be cleared before you would have a good experience with it. For you in your sixth chakra, in the second layer, there's a lot of fear around it. So that fear is being held in place by five AI cords. So those are designed to keep you in fear, maybe fear of cannabis. And it's a great healer if it's used correctly. And so they don't want us to be having access to these natural ways of healing ourselves. So that needs to be cleared first. And then in your root chakra, in the second layer, more of those AI cords, another 5. So that could be recalibrated after you cleared that. Hello, Lola from Michigan. Great having you here. Okay, Deborah, I'm having loads of pressure in my root chakra, like aches and pressure. Well, first of all, you're not grounded. So that's energy 101. Not like an urge to use the bathroom. And my ears ring profoundly throughout the day. Can you scan me? Okay, so, oops, where did our chat, the whole chat thing just disappeared. Okay, there we go. So first of all, as I mentioned, you have no grounding cord. So without a grounding cord, you're going to feel all kinds of mostly anxiety in your body because it's like a house without plumbing. There's nowhere for all the energies that are not yours. There's nowhere for it to go. So if you have not downloaded my free meditation on my website, KimberlySherry.com. You can access it by this QR code in the corner here. That'll take you to my link tree, which has access to my book, my YouTube channel, of course, we're here on YouTube, but not everybody. Let's see what else. My website and some other things. Anyway, this free meditation is really important in helping you get grounded and teaching you a very specific way of running your energy, moving energy through your energy field so you can clear a lot of these energies that are causing problems, that are causing aches and pains and all kinds of things, headaches and dizziness and anxiety. So that's number one. Okay, so you're actually quite capable, and just talking about this, you've got a grounding cord now. So great job. You also have no rings above your head, so you're being compressed by these darker energies. There are 20 of those AI cords cording to your crown chakra, and so that creates this compression where you weren't grounded, and then there's no ring. So then you can't really create what you desire in life without these creative rings. And let's see what else. Heart chakra is also closed. So you are right now like many, in fact, I would say maybe the majority of people on the planet who are operating like this with no grounding. Their crown is compressed by the dark side. Their heart chakra is closed. And so then people wonder why they have no passion for life anymore. They don't feel like doing anything. They don't really care about anything anymore. They don't really care about people. And so this is the result of having no access to your heart chakra anymore. Maybe you've stopped caring about yourself and taking care of yourself. That's all going to be remedied by using that meditation to help these energies get flowing again. Once the energies are flowing again, your life starts to flow. So it's really an important piece. I'll just also add that, Deborah, you're only occupying your body about 3%. Now, that is also not uncommon, but people are unaware. They have no idea that they're even operating like that. Maybe you didn't either. But that's the result of not having a grounding cord. All these uncomfortable energies accumulate. So then instead of creating a grounding cord for all the energies to go somewhere, we go somewhere. We leave our bodies. We're attached by a very thin thread. We can function like that. But when you're not fully occupying your body with all of your life force, your vital force, and your spirit and your energy, then you're not going to know what's going on in here. That this is why people have very little access to their intuition, to their knowing. They're not connected to their bodies. And so when you're not connected, then it's real easy for these energies like anger that's being funneled into your energy field by these dark forces, that this energy is, angry energy is building up, but you don't know it because you're not home. And then it creates all kinds of problems like inflammation, all of the itises, that's all angry energy underneath all of that. So that was just a little rant there. Okay, sorry. Let's see. Here is Sue. Love a scan to see if plant medicine is right for me. Well, this funny. Tonight is a plant medicine check for everyone. All right. Well, there's a lot of plant medicines, but since we were talking about cannabis, I'm guessing that you're talking about that. So we'll calibrate that for you, Sue. You and cannabis is also at 500. So same thing at the sixth chakra, 20 of those AI cords right there, creating fear around this medicine. This is medicine. The stuff that the pharmaceuticals use, that is, drugs. I knew there was a difference. So plants are medicine and pharmaceuticals are drugs. And so cannabis as a plant medicine for you right now is only at 500, but I bet if you took those cords out of your sixth chakra and also at the root, you also have those other 20 cords. So for those of you who are afraid of this medicine, um, you might want to check and see if you have those cords at your sixth chakra and your root and remove those and then see if you calibrate differently. And as Krita was mentioning earlier, muscle testing for what's right for you. Not only if, but which product. So really important. And then Sue, because you were in our last program, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to also calibrate our next retreat, which is using an Egyptian elixir. And that is also only at 500 for you. In the root chakra, there is, let's see, some black boxes. Okay, so that's interesting. About 5. So it'd be interesting to clear those and then recalibrate that, because yeah, this retreat is not for everyone for that very reason. And so we're just about ready to put that page up, and then you can, whoever's interested can apply for this retreat. It's going to be in Sedona for 7 days in April 23 through 29, if you want to mark that in your calendar. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. So, Linda, okay, sorry. I had my first migraine about a week ago, sinus induced, been feeling the pressure for a couple of months. I did relieve it this morning with the running of it, feeling the pressure again. Okay, I see what you're saying. So the initial running of the energy helped, but now you're saying it's come back. So in your sixth chakra, there are cords, about 20 of those AI cords that have climbed right into that sixth chakra. And it's got a lot of fury in it. So that could create some inflammation. Let's see what else. That would probably be the biggest thing about this pressure in the sinuses. So hang on. Yeah. Yeah. So that I would say is the biggest issue right now. Okay, Josie, this is a new person, I believe, or one who doesn't ask questions very often. Do you have thoughts about the influenza A that so many are experiencing? I don't pay much attention to that whole arena because it is induced by a lot of unnatural sources, to say that. Just like all of these other things that were created, they have patents for these things. So, yeah, I'm not going to say a whole lot about that. I'd like to keep my channel up for a while. Okay, so Lola wants to know, what are the black boxes? So black boxes are, it's an etheric, meaning invisible, device that the dark side uses to control humanity. And sometimes I've seen them just as boxes, but other times like nesting dolls, where you have a small box and then a bigger box over it and a bigger box and a bigger box, and you have 20 of them. So those are used to control humanity. Yeah. Okay, more from Krita. I feel like I keep manifesting financial issues anytime I feel like I'm catching up. Yeah, doesn't it feel that way sometimes? Is there some blockages I'm not seeing? Well, first of all, your money frequency is only at 500. So that's the money that the quantum financial system has set the money frequency on the whole planet. At 500, you can make enough money but it always feels like you're up against that glass ceiling, like you can see more. There's more available. You know there's more, but you can't quite access it. So that's where they want to keep humanity. And so by clearing your money, we've done this before, clearing your money pile. In your case, Dad, looks like there's a boss in your money pile, and some exes. Your mom and dad are not in your money pile, so that's good. Um, so yeah, I would clear them out and then run that money through your field so you're aligned with it in all of your chakras, especially the root chakra. There's a lot of fear there. And so that keeps you from feeling safe with money. Like you always wonder, when is it going to run away again? I can't rely on you, money. You're so unreliable and not dependable. And so it looks like you're starting to create a new relationship with money. Money should be a fun, co creative friend, in my opinion. Okay. All right. And Krita also wants to know, what would the retreat calibrate for me? At infinity. Yeah. I think you would really enjoy this elixir. Um, it vibes at infinity for you. Yeah. We're only going to be doing it for 2 days. So we're spending a day preparing, 2 days in with this medicinal elixir, and then the rest of the days is going to be in integrating it, going on hikes, etc. It's really going to be quite powerful. Thanks for asking. And here is Lisa Lot, who would like a scan. All right. So Lisa, you're not grounded. No grounding. How many rings? You have 3 creative rings. So there's about 20 of those AI cords up there, keeping the rings compressed. You have those 20 cords at the root chakra, keeping you from getting grounded. Your heart, wow, this is interesting. So your heart is 100% open. So I find that unusual in that usually when people are not grounded, their hearts are also closed. So you have this compression, but your heart's still open. So I guess congratulations on that. That's a great thing. But these other 2 things definitely need to be opened up. And so when I'm checking this, when people are asking for a scan, I check these very basic initial things because this is really foundational stuff. You have to have a grounding cord. That's just the beginning of anything and everything energy. And these rings, if you don't have all of your rings intact, you're not going to be able to create the way you really desire. And we all need to operate from an open heart. So hope those are some important things, Lisa Lot. So, and Sandy's coming to Sedona. Great. Okay, Sophia, great to have you here. Are you grounded? Yes, Sophia's grounded. She's got good earth energy. Heart's grounded. Oversoul's connected. Got infinite rings, circle of reciprocity flowing. You're doing great, Sophia. Your energy is running really well. So good job. That's how we like to see it. Thank you for demonstrating that, Sophia. Okay, purple boats hibata. Am I well grounded? Let's see. No, you do not have a grounding cord. You've only got 2 rings. Your heart is 50% open. That's also interesting. Let's see what else. How embodied are you? Meaning, how much are you in your body? 15%. So if you were to get grounded and open those rings, you would be able to get back in your body more. So that's important. Also, another thing I like to check, especially for people who are light workers, how much they are in their false ego. Um, Only 15%, so that's good. That's not too much at all. You would never even noticed. Okay, thanks for asking. Judy, new here, would love a scan. Okay, great, Judy. Thanks for joining us. First of all, you are grounded. Yay, that's a great start. I love it. So you're grounded. You've got good earth energy in the legs. There's no worry circle. Your heart is grounded, 100% open. And so this is another thing that I measure with regards to the heart is not only if it's grounded and open, but how much of this heart energy is flowing out. In your case, it's only 3%. So there's a little bit of guarding there. It's caused from at your root chakra. There's 5 of those AI chords, and that's causing the flow of the heart to not feel safe to really bring that energy out into the world. So there's that. You have good rings. You have infinite number of rings. Central orbit is good. Your left receiving hand is blocked. So this is where you might not be like if you're in a relationship, you might be saying, I give you so much and I get nothing back. Well, it's not their fault. Your left hand is blocked. It's not open. And it's being blocked by 20 AI chords. So if you take that out of that left hand, then you can not only give, but you'll be able to receive love, rich resources, clients, whatever it is that you're wanting to receive, money, then it'll have a place to come in. So thanks for joining us, Judy. You're doing pretty darn good for the most part. Okay, good. I've been vibrating. Yes, I bet. Sandra wants to know if her heart is open. 100%. Yes, it is 100% open. It's open, it's grounded and flowing, but it's only flowing 3%. So you could have a big open heart, but it's just like a little trickle of energy coming out. So that's the case with you. So what is preventing that is in the root chakra, there's 20 of those AI chords that don't allow your heart to feel safe to really be expressive with your heart energy. So that's where you would clear that. Spumati. Can someone we knew in this lifetime be one of our spirit guides? You mean if they cross over? It came up when I was clearing unresolved past lives about my late PCP, Dr. Aldebaran. Yes, you can have spirit guides from people that you knew in this lifetime. That answer would be yes. If you're asking if this person is a spirit guide for you, I'm getting a no. That's not to say you're not in communication with them, but acting as like your guide, which is more like a teacher, protector, etc. Doesn't seem like that. It seems like more like you just might be in communication with them from time to time. All right, I'm gonna check over here with Instagram. You're welcome, Judy, and see if you guys have any questions. I don't get over here very often, and glad you could be here, Danny D. Okay, let's see if there's any questions. Danny D wants to know if they will be seeing an upgrade in my love life. So one of the things I want to let you know is that when I'm giving information, wait, let me come over here first and take this other thing off. Okay, there. When I'm giving information, it's not like I'm a fortune teller or, can you see the palm lines in my palm and am I going to have a happy future and am I going to, I don't operate like that. But because that's like foretelling the future, and I don't foretell the future. The future is a moving timeline. There's so many different variables and possibilities, and so it's a moving timeline. So I don't foretell the future. But what could upgrade your love life is if you start doing the work. That's when you see an upgrade in your love life. Things don't just happen randomly, they're going to happen as a result of you doing specific work, upgrading the love frequency here so that it can manifest out here. So that's how and when you will see an upgrade in your love life. Also, Danny D says, I would love to learn about the four compatibility energetic readings once I meet someone to date. Yeah, you could schedule a 30-minute session and we could figure out how compatible you are with this person and whether or not any of those numbers could be raised. So that's really the most important part. Because with one person, we were only able to raise that frequency from 250 to 500, but this person was pretty evil. And so just creating that much of a shift for this person, being able to relate to them in a better way was that was a big jump. So we would be able to see how much that could shift. I don't see any other questions over on Instagram, so we'll head back over here and see what else you guys have before we close shop. We got about 5 more minutes. Any other questions? Okay, so I feel pretty bad. Missed all but 6 minutes. You can always go back and listen to the recording. And but you're grounded now. I think last time you were here, you weren't grounded. So you are grounded now, Mary Ann. You've got infinite rings. Actually, your energy is running really well today. Spelled curses, chords. You do have some black boxes in your crown. There's about 5. So if you were to take those out, that would be worth the last few minutes of showing up here. So thanks for showing up, Marianne. Okay, Charlene, wondering if my granddaughter, Avery, is my mom. Avery, 5 years old. My mom passed over 10 years ago. I think you asked this last time, and I think the answer was yes. Is Avery what? So your mom died, and then is Avery. So I'm having a little bit of block. Let me just hang. Everybody, get out of my 6th chakra. No, I'm teasing. Okay. I'm getting a yes, and I think you asked this last time, and I think it was yes last time as well. So it is yes. Is it true? Okay. I've been really down this week. Could you scan me? Well, I just did, and yeah, you're doing really great. So yeah, make sure you run your energy when you're feeling crappy. Yeah, that's a great way to shift things. So for those of you who want more, or you're struggling and you wish you could get a little bit of help, every first Thursday of the month, we have our luminary activation. The entrance fee is only $49 to spend an hour. And in this hour, we're going to run energy and clearing. You're going to leave grounded with all of the energy fields running, flowing, your circle of reciprocity, left hand open so you can receive. We won't be raising the money frequency, but a really cool thing that I'm excited about this next time is in January. So this month, this luminary activation was all about activating and opening the heart chakra. And then we spent the next 12 days going through all the layers in relationships through our 12-day program. And so that has now set the stage for what's next in February, where we are going to be using all of this to help elevate our communities. How do we lift our communities? And we're going to be going through a very specific process where you can help your community without leaving your home. You don't have to protest. You don't have to, get out on the corner and wave flags or anything. You could just be at home. We're going to do a very powerful, energetic process that's going to shift your community. And so I'm excited that to be doing this because if more people do this, more of our communities are going to shift and become more peaceful. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it seems like more people are focused on wanting to get together. And, like enough of the social media stuff. I'm so glad you guys are all here, but people really want to connect and, rub elbows. And so I have been threatening to start a community close to where I live and have at the Encinitas Library to go there at least once a month and have some kind of it's going to be free live event where I will do my a little bit of a presentation and then we could do an energetic clearing. So that's one way that I'm planning on getting out into my community and rub elbows, literally. But you can make a difference from the comfort of your home just with this powerful exercise we're going to be doing on February. What is it? The first Thursday in February. I think it's the 5th, but I'm not certain without my calendar right here, which it is right here. So hang on just one second and I'll tell you exactly. So in February, it is February 5th. Okay, I was right. So February 5th at 11, join us for our next luminary activation. And until then, well, great, Marianne, on your birthday. Until then, we will be back next week, ideally, and even spontaneously, I can show up. All right. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And I look forward to seeing you all next week and on February 5th for our luminary activation. All right. Sending much love. Namaste.